Hello, my friends, my family. I love you guys. I am back here today on this beautiful Saturday. I hope everybody's doing great, dude. Salute to every my followers, my subscribers, to people that are involved in crypto and Litecoin. I salute you guys. We're so early in this adoption phase still. After this next bull run, there is going to be a separation of the men and the boys. And I think that we will leave everybody else in the dust as far as commodities and assets. I think this next one, as far as cryptos go, are going to be the one for the record books. There's a lot of other people that agree on this situation. There are some things brewing in the financial sector, you guys, and let's just get into it. If you guys want to, you want your news and you want to get into these articles, I please do. I did actually get into this one. This one was actually this is about Litecoin, you guys. So I actually I took a little part on this one. There was definitely some kind of some biased information. I do believe they're basically saying there's an inverse head and shoulders. We will look at the chart to see if this is the case. Okay. I do think that we are headed into some volatility, and I think it will be to the upside. The charts will show us, you guys. So we will get into this. Do you guys want me to get into the good news or the bad news first? Okay, because this is in this world right now, there's a lot of bad news. So let's just run through this on a quick. I'm just gonna fast pace the things that are going on in the financial market right now. Okay, and then we'll get into the charts. Dynamic yield curve. Okay, elephant in the room. Okay, this thing's ridiculously, grossly inverted. It's been that way for a while. It's 100% indicator that a recession is coming. If not, if they don't revise us back into a recession right now, right? So see what happens. I was actually going through these like pictures of the last Great Depression, and I didn't realize that the Dust Bowl, you guys, like this thing, I guess it took out a lot of like there's a lot of people who were just like, um, let's get me out of this place, right? Like get me out of this dust ball. And so they called them Arkies and Okies. And these are the people that this is like because they moved to California, getting away from the dust. And I thought that's really interesting. They literally gave up their farms, you guys. They just like dropped the slips like this. We can't take any more of these like dust storms. These things are pretty amazing too. Like so, and they had adverse conditions and even weather conditions back then, and so they did have limited technology too. So we're talking, you guys. Like this is, I mean, this is pretty crazy because this is 86 years ago. Okay, this is when these photographs, 1936, right? So it's 86 years ago that these pictures are taken, and to think about like what we have now, and things are different. Like we have AI now and like computers and refrigeration, and there's a lot of things we have now, right? It's like be grateful because 86 years ago this is how it was. Okay, and they were literally like they were lined up in these like soup kitchens, you guys, and like the kids are thing, and the young girls were making supper for everybody, and the kids didn't have their little screen times, and God only knows that there's no Wi-Fi or none of that. They're like literally like working in the farm, okay, to survive. And that's basically like a majority of people, and they were just moving out. Like these dust storms came in and they were just like bombing those. And why do I talk about the Great Depression? Is because there's all these people out there right now, okay, and like Johnny Bravo, like there's a lot of like influencers that I've had in my life that I respect on YouTube, and they're super negative, you guys. They're everybody's like real negative, and it's like the end of the world. And this is so I wanted to talk about the Great Depression just because I think things might mimic this situation, and I think it's going to be different because we have social media and we have like these outlets right now. But I think it's very possible that stocks pull back and then we have like a commodity bull run. Okay, just like back in the old days, and it's just taken a while. And this like commodity bull run once it starts, you guys, it's going to be pretty crazy. Okay. And it happens like this, these, steps up, an elevator down. That's what they say. And that's really what happened back then, you guys. And I mean, it was a pretty crazy event. And we have like the plunge protection team now. So it's like you can't even the market's triggered right at like 7% or 5%. You can't dump or pump like more than 5% a day. So like the decline would probably, I would guess, if like everybody was just like exiting stocks all at one time, then I think there would be a flood into commodities. But I think, but that alarm would go off and would slow. So that chart, it could be another like 10 years, you guys. And like the Great Depression, you guys, if you guys bought a 1929 on that top, you had to wait 10 years to get your money back, right? And I don't want people to be in that situation. I don't want people to be allocated in a way that's that situation. And some of these charts are bad. Okay, this is just a quick. We're just going to go through this real quick, okay? Because some of these charts are not super great. Okay, this is U.S. Bank annual balance sheets. Okay, like look where we're at, dude. We're like the farthest down. This goes back to like 1970. Okay, not great. Not great for banks. Okay, banks are underwater. This is what this is saying. Okay, this one, this one's pretty crazy, dude. Like look at this thing, dude. Almost 600 billion in deposits have left the banks. And where are they going? They're going into the money market, you guys, because you can get that 5-6% yield in the money market as opposed to just sitting in your bank. So why would you want to have your money in the bank, right? And it's killing these banks. And this is epic. Like this goes back to 1974, you guys. Like this is the amount of money that's in the system, And then the other one, it's like the M2 money supply, and Bravo talks about this one, you guys. This one's like, I mean, I was looking at this, and yeah, it does look pretty bad. Like this is like, look at this thing. Okay, so this is like 2008. Okay, this is what happened. Okay, 2008, and then all of a sudden the money supply falls off. Okay, subprime housing market collapse. Okay, look where we're at now. Yeah, so I just scroll, dude. Like we're way below that. Okay, this thing goes back, to 1965. Okay, like, and we're actually below what we were in 1965 as far as the money into money, the money flow. Okay, we're contracting. Okay, and this is like pretty severe. Like, look at this thing, dude. It's like spiked up. It was this crazy like money printing, bonds shot it up, and now it's just like contracting, and everything's like we're having this like deflationary like spike into the opposite direction. Okay, super bad. Like these things are definitely spelling like not so great of things, for at least for stock market. I do think. Okay, so I was going to talk about the negative first, and that was basically like the negative. Okay, I think the Fed is overshooting this thing, and I think they're gonna go right through it, and like they had to set up this like back channel to the banks, So now there's like this underground like money pumping into the banks, because they can change the rules, you guys. They can change this stuff. They can fix it, right? Right? They can fix it, right? And that scares me when there's people like they basically break it to fix it. Anyways, so this is kind of what's going on right now. But look at so this is the optimistic view. Okay, so here's my optimism. Okay, you guys, that basically the sale of the century right now is in commodities. Okay, so count your blessings and look where we are in commodities right now. We're the lowest basically since 1970 that we've been in commodities, and it looks like we just like, I don't know if we bottomed yet. We could have maybe a double bottom. And I would say, the look of this overall thing, you guys, like this is commodities. Okay. So gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Okay. And I think that Bitcoin, let's get into the charts, you guys. Let's get into the charts. Okay. Because let's have some fun. Okay. Because Bitcoin is my love, dude. I love Bitcoin. Bitcoin is love, you guys. It's like decentralization. Okay, it's the thing that sets. It's the first digital asset that can't be mass reproduced over and over. It can't be copied and pasted, right? It can't, it's like nobody's copying and paste Bitcoin. Okay. And it's the first thing, this first digital element that is decentralized, and it is that definition of decentralized. Okay. And that definition, you guys have to understand that and what things are, what projects are, because invest in decentralization, and Litecoin is decentralized, you guys. There's no question that Litecoin is decentralized. There's no question that Bitcoin is decentralized. Okay. And these are the OGs. Okay. So this is why I'm talking about Litecoin, because Litecoin's been around, you guys. Okay. Yeah. We're at $60 right now, $65. It's crazy how low Litecoin is right now. And compared to like what I believe Litecoin's future is, I think that we're sitting at this precipice, you guys. And I can show you this. Like, let's look at the Litecoin BTC chart first. Okay. And then I'll look at like Bitcoin chart. Look at this Litecoin Bitcoin chart. Okay. And I don't know when this is going to happen. Okay. To be honest with you guys, like, I don't know when this is going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen soon. It could be like down here. Okay. It could be down further. Like, we could have another couple months. It could be like the end of November. Okay. But I think that we're going to, like, either we're holding this squeeze, and this squeeze, you guys, goes back to like 2019, 2018, dude. Okay. So, like, this squeeze is happening, and look at this pattern. Like, we're just getting out of it. Okay. And like, usually these things, like, I'll just draw it for you guys. Usually these things break out, we come back and retest, and it's like, and we off. And maybe it's here. Maybe this is here, right? Like, maybe this is right here happening right now. But it's basically saying, like, fairly soon, I don't know where this is going to be, right? But that's basically what I'm saying here. Like, I think we're going to see Litecoin seriously put some distance on Bitcoin. We're going to have a rally here soon. And compared to Bitcoin, and I think the place you're going to be, I think that realistically, Litecoin has a chance of hitting that 1 or 2%. Okay. Like, I think that this is realistic. Okay. I think that, this target up here, if my charts will cooperate, I think this target up here is realistic. Okay. I think that a 2%, 1.5% Bitcoin, that's the value of Litecoin compared to Bitcoin, right? So if Bitcoin's at $100,000, to make it easy, then Litecoin would be $1,500. Okay. And that's a simple math. That's what 1.5% of a Bitcoin would look like. And I think that is very realistic in this next bull run. And I think that's the reason is because of the privacy feature. I think true fundamentals are going to come through in the end. Yeah, there's meme stocks. Okay, like, look at these meme stocks. Okay, this is the best meme stocks. I love my meme coins. Okay, 12 best meme coins to invest in 2020. I did read this article. It was a pretty funny, like, we do have like Shiba Inu and Doge on the middle. Okay. These are my favorite ones. I have all these ones. I haven't personally invested in any of these, and like, this is not financial advice in this channel. So you guys, I'm just a dude on YouTube. I love cryptos. And if you guys are listening to this and you guys are interested in crypto and charts, then, salute to you, dude. I salute you, and you're going to be a millionaire. You're seriously going to be super wealthy, and just hold on to your position. That your own way of the way that you sell is going to dictate your future. And so, like, I start basically taking profits at 10x. That's how I invest. And I don't all get all the way out, and I don't get all the way in, so it's like, any asset, I'm not like 100% in. Okay. I am heavily allocated to Bitcoin and Litecoin, ETH, SHIB, Digibyte, silver, and gold. Okay. And like, those are my, not so much gold so much right now. I do love gold. I just, I have more platinum than silver. I do have some gold. I bought some Pepe just because of anything that provokes a emotional reaction out of you, whether it's good or bad, you might as well just buy $1,000 worth, because the chances of, if it makes a strong emotional reaction in you, then it's doing the positive to some other group of people, right? And so that's kind of the logic. So it's, you might as well just put $1,000 in. If it, even if especially if you strongly hate it, I would say if you strongly emotionally like loathe a coin for some reason, then you should definitely buy $1,000 of it. And that's it. It sounds funny, right? It sounds crazy, but it's actually sound logic, because if it provokes that strong of emotional reaction in you, then, and so that's kind of like my logic with Pepe, PP coin. So I have a lot of ETH. I haven't, some of these, I like, I have some Crow. I have some ETH Classic, just because the play of like all the miners like flushing, running out of ETH and going into ETH Classic is kind of the thing, right? So BTC, okay, let's talk about Bitcoin, okay? We'll talk about Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin, you guys. Bitcoin is the first of the kind, the OG. And there's a lot of people a lot of coins that are piggybacking, and everything else is based on the big daddy, right? And so we want to see Bitcoin pump. Bitcoin elevating is going to elevate the rest of the low cap coins and the altcoins. It's the whole crypto community and ecology, right? Like ebbs and flows, like this dolphin moving in and out of the waves, right? It's just this swimming, very fluid thing, that creature, okay? And you guys have to get involved in this creature, okay? Please get involved. If I'm not doing it justice, if Meet Kevin is not doing it justice, if whoever you're looking at on YouTube and getting financial information, or trying to seek some knowledge and some understanding about cryptos and how you should get involved, get a hardware wallet. I always preach hardware wallet. So get a hardware wallet, get your coins in your own possession, learn what a seed phrase is. It's not that complicated. Learn how to hold things offline. And then if you want to get involved in trading, then do it with a small percentage of your holdings. I would not start trading like, a giant portion of your cryptos at this point in time. If you want to trade them to the upside, or you want to trade them to, I just wouldn't go too crazy. Like I would have an allocation that you give yourself on your trading bags, okay? Especially with cryptos, because it's like, if you believe in a project, then you can hold it for 4 years, okay? That's just like your time frame, okay? That's a long-term hold, is 4 to 5 years, okay? Depending on when you buy it. But that's kind of, that's when you're going into cryptos, you should at least expect, okay, that you bought the top, especially if you're buying in these bubbly zones. It's everybody starts foaming, you guys. It's like the foam, the froth just starts it starts overflowing, okay, on these things. And like, I feel bad for people that just buy these like tops, but I have to admit that I've been one of those people, okay? And you can't feel bad. Like, you can't feel bad, but the most you have, basically, if you buy this top, you have to wait 3 years, okay, to make your money back, okay? And like, let's see where we're at, okay? So if we bought that top, like 3 years, you guys, it's been a really long, this has been a really long bear market, you guys. It's almost been 3 years, okay? So if you bought that top, and you're not going to count this top, so it kind of seems like it's from this top. So I would say, I think we did beat our all-time high. We just like to do this nasty double top. I still am in awe with this double top, you guys. When it double topped, I was just like, oh my god, it's gonna double top. It was pretty crazy. So we've been in this situation for 686 days, so 356, so basically 2 years, okay? Just call it 2 years. And I think that we're trending up. Okay. So if you bought these like $15,000 Bitcoin, I think you're going to be fine. Okay. I think this is like golden pocket here. You guys got lucky anywhere in this zone. I honestly, this whole gift of this, I mean, yeah, it's super boring. Okay. We've basically been in this like sideways chop for like 483 days. Okay. And it's basically just gone from like 25 to 15. Okay. So we've had this like $10,000 range, which is super tight for Bitcoin. Okay. This is like, I mean, other assets, I'd be like, oh, wow, it's like a lot. Right. But for Bitcoin to be that tight, that's like that's really tight, you guys. And the Bollinger Bands are getting super tight. I've talked about this before. I do think that we haven't seen a breakout yet. Okay. I think we're going to see a breakout soon. I think it's like the Bollinger Bands are getting only so tight on the weekly. You know, we had this little like move to the downside, bumped our head, you know, the 25, and now we're trending back up. I think that BlackRock and all these ETFs, all these like big news people, you guys, they have the ability to bring this boat back. And they're going to do it. They're going to bring the boat back, you guys. They have the money to bring the trillions to bring this boat back. And they're just they can manipulate this thing, and then you're going to hear this narrative. Okay, I forecast the future. Cheers to the future. I hope it's bright. I think that some of the things that I've talked about earlier are I think it's going to be good when we come out of it. Okay, and I think if you allocate heavily towards commodities right now, I think you're definitely going to be better off. Okay, and so I really want to preach that to people. Please, like, get your stuff, get your money in your own possession. Your money in the bank is basically the worst Ponzi scheme that there is, right? It's like as soon as you deposit, they immediately invest it and they give you nothing, right? So that's why the money market's exploding. That's why you see this like 600 billion deposit outflows. It's crazy. Okay. Like, we're seeing the banks are insolvent at this point, and the only way that this inflation is going to start creeping up, you guys, because they're shoveling that money to the banks underneath the market. Like, they're doing it, behind their doors, behind closed doors. They have a whole facility that they're just like shoveling into these like insolvent banks that are like, hey, whoa, we're losing it, we're going, and they can't keep going. So like, you guys, as much as you want to keep your money in like the money market, also you guys got to realize that those banks go under and your money is in those bonds in that specific bank, then that money is gone. Like, that is forfeit. Like, goes under with the bank. Okay. So things like that, you guys have to consider. Yeah. There's a lot of money to be made right now in money market, because you get that 5-6% and it's supposedly no risk, but you do have risk, because that bank could go insolvent, and that bond, whatever it is that you're getting through that bank, can go insolvent. And so be careful out there. I think that we're going into some shark infested waters right now. There is some crazy stuff. I think Bitcoin right now, so we're at this level of the VPPR, you guys. It's a really pretty strong zone. If we lose this, we're basically, I mean, I could see definitely a retest of the 20,000. Okay, we're basically at that point. This low right here, this 22, but between 23 and 20,000 is basically like where I think our retest is going to be if we start rolling over here. It does look like we've held this area though. So like on the weekly, you can kind of see, you guys, like, let's look at this thing. Like, this thing is like retested this bottom support. Okay. A few times. So we're tapping our head, but it also, ultimately could be this like descending triangle too, right? So you guys got to think about that, because it kind of looks like almost like a descending triangle, right? And the breakout target, the breakdown would be this target of 23 again, and then, to the very, very low side, I would say, I think this 20,000, I think it would be a blessing if we actually get retest of this 20,000, you guys, and I would be heavily accumulating at this 20,000. Anything under 20,000 for sure. Like I'd be selling the selling whatever I can to buy Bitcoin at that point in time, you guys. So that would be my strategy. This is not, again, not financial advice in this channel. I hope you guys are doing great out there. There's a beautiful night. It's a beautiful time. You have to take advantage of it. It's a great time to be alive. It's amazing just to be able to live through this change and this whole psychic shift and this whole separation of state and money. I'd love to be a part of it. I'd love to be part of this movement. And the awareness is coming, you guys. The truth is being told. People are getting more active in the space. It's coming, you guys. And I think that, you have to be aware of it. And that's, so this is kind of what I think, like on the weekly, I think this is what we're going to do, you guys. I think we're going to have a initial breakout to like this 35, whatever. We might drop lower here in the inner term. To hit, maybe tap that 20,000, but then, macro level, I think we'll be trending highly upwards by beginning of 2024. So that is what I believe. I hope you guys are doing great. I haven't made a video in a while. I'm sorry about that. I love my subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I'm so blessed to be in this space. I am so blessed to be here. You guys are amazing, and YouTube, like, thank you for supporting me. And like, you guys celebrate the decentralization. Like every single person can make a difference in this world, you guys, and it doesn't matter where you're from. Like anybody can buy Bitcoin. If you have a phone, you can buy Bitcoin, and that's what's amazing in this world, no matter where you're from. And so that's, live life, you guys, to the fullest. Invest in more than just money. Invest in your community, in physical metals. It's always a really good spot sometimes, especially when crypto is getting bubbly, to shift off into the metals when those things get bubbly is a really good idea, good strategy. You guys stay safe. Love you. Litecoin Lawton. Peace.